Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Let's Play Warframe. I'm your host with the most, as always, Francois878, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about the brand new Corpus Beam Shotgun introduced in Update 17.5, known as the Convectrix. Now, my personal opinion on this weapon is, I personally really like it. I was a big fan of the old phage-infested beam shotgun. I thought it was an interesting idea that didn't completely translate well into, into the game. But I think the Convectrix is kind of the phage 2.0 that kind of actually works and actually has pretty reasonable stats. The build that I'm going to show you guys in just a minute here does bolster decent mid-range damage. It's not going to be as high as, let's say, Tigris or a Heck, but it's pretty respectable. Definitely middle-of-the-road, kind of mid-tier content. I wouldn't take it, 60 minutes on a Tier 4 survival, but it could probably easily last 30 or 40 minutes, without too much trouble. The other nice thing about the Convectrix is that it has a 100% status chance with the build that I'm going to show you, which means I will be proccing status effects very, very consistently, which is really good. Status effects are really important for endgame content. Being able to confuse your enemies or being able to reduce their armor very rapidly is very, very nice, and it's key to taking down some of this game's harder, thicker-skinned opponents. Now here's the Forma build for you guys. The weapon comes with one utility mod polarity, which is the horizontal dash. I added 2 offensive mod polarities, which are the V-shaped polarities, and I added 2 more of the utility mod polarities, which again are the horizontal dash. For this first build here, I've got primed point blank, Hell's Chamber, shotgun spaz, and shotgun ammo mutation. Those are pretty much going to stay the same on all 3 of these builds. Now for the second row, I've got 2 90% elemental damage mods and 2 of the dual stat elemental damage status chance mods. That is to get your your status chance above 100%. So you definitely need at least 2 of those, and I wouldn't recommend any more than that because anything above 100% is kind of superfluous. For the first build there, I had, against the Grenier, for the Grenier, I had radiation damage and viral damage. For this build you're seeing here, it's magnetic and toxic for the Corpus. And for the third build that I'll be showing you guys in just a second, it is going to be corrosive damage and fire damage. And if you're going up against specifically corrupted enemies, you can kind of switch it around to focus more on corrosive damage than fire damage. Now, something that changes on this third build here is instead of shotgun ammo mutation mod in that 4th slot on the first row, I actually have Seeking Force, which this build will allow you to switch those 2 mods out at your leisure without having to reforma again. Seeking Force is kind of an interesting mod choice for this shotgun. Being able to take out large groups with your beam is pretty helpful. It's very nice. And it also, in a way, increases your ammo economy because you're not firing, you're not having to keep your beam going for as long when fighting big groups of enemies. Now, the reason I have the shotgun ammo mutation mod on in the first place is because this is a beam shotgun, it will use a ton of ammunition. Which is, it is a problem. It's one of the few downsides to this weapon, honestly, other than the slightly subpar damage compared to, like, the Tigris or the Heck, is this weapon, like I said, has an incredible, it consumes a lot of ammunition. So other than that, if you can be careful with your ammo, or if you bring a really good secondary or melee weapon, so you can kind of switch on and off, you'll be good. The Convectrix is a very nice shotgun that, like I said, will melt faces up until of 60 around that. That's when the enemies start to take a little bit more damage to kill. In the Convectrix, the way the ammo economy works with it, you're spending a lot more ammo per kill than you would be normally. So even with 100% status effects, it gets to be a little bit more difficult to continue with the Convectrix past level 60. But still, you know, this is definitely an excellent mid-range weapon. I'm a big fan of the beam shotguns personally. The Phage had a special place in my heart for a very long time. To see a new Corpus-themed beam shotgun that is fairly decent and respectable is very cool to me. I'm a big fan. So that being said, I think we're going to wrap up this video. Please, in the comment section, let me know how you guys feel about this build. Tell me what you would change, what you would keep the same, anything. But until next time, I've been your host with the most, as always, Francois878, signing off.